That's right, folks. It's Sunday. It's another episode of the Razzball Fantasy Football Podcast. We're about to jump on for 2 hours to answer all your start-sit questions, break down all the key injuries, all the weather takeaways, everything you need to know up until kickoff, starting right now on the Razzball Fantasy YouTube channel. And unfortunately, due to budget cuts, we had to cut the quad box down to a duo box. So you just get two folks, but I promise you, doesn't get much better than this dynamic duo. Honestly, we're basically Batman and Robin. It's basically me and Matt, Batman and Robin, insert third duo, the top three of all time, Mount Rushmore. Matthew Styles, go follow him at Styles08 on Twitter. What's going on, Matt?
No, just ready to go. Like I told you earlier, I haven't turned on the first game. I don't want anything to do with that. And then I then I see a big long pass to Brian Thomas on my update. I see a punt return for a touchdown. So no, I am not going to turn on this ridiculously terrible. I'd rather watch the Giants today.
Okay. All right, Matt, listen, there's only two of us. We can't turn on each other right off the bat. We got to keep it friendly. All right. I was just going to say nothing but nice things about the Packers. Jordan Love against the Texans. That's going to be a really fun game. But by the way, for fantasy football purposes, this has actually been pretty good. Brian Thomas does his thing. Christian Kirk caught a long pass. Evan Ingram's got a couple passes, whatever. Trevor Lawrence. Tank Bigsby found the end zone. Always nice when you pick up a nice streamer running back and he comes in for you with Travis Etienne. Now that's nice. None of that really nothing worse than you pick up the backup and he does nothing type player. Trey Sermon calling you out for that last week.
Antonio Gibson calling you out.
Yes, let's call out some of the backup running backs of the NFL, by the way. All right. Anyway, today we're going to be breaking down some of your start-sit questions. We should be joined by Sky Gawasko at some point. I mean, honestly, we're docking his pay by the second at this point. But we got a couple people in the chat already. We got Lindorphins. Thanks and good luck to everybody. Lindorphins, thanks for being on the show as always. We do appreciate you. And then Epic Fail, by the way. God, it's slowly rising up the ranks, becoming we haven't really formally decided what we're going to call the Razzball viewers. We have Razzballers. We have the Razzies. We have a bunch of options out there, the Razzettes, a little bit of, that's, I don't know if that's really football related, but that's okay. We're figuring it out. So anyway, but Epic Fail, you're definitely going to climb up the ranks there as well. And of course, we got Jamie. By the way, Jamie's just like a security. I mean, Jamie's like my security blanket. I feel like if I can't do the show until I see that name pop up. So I'm glad you're here. Hiram as well. Thank you for joining. We're going to get to all your questions right now. Just me and Matt. So obviously this is going to be fun. This is the only time you're going to get the sharpest answers ever. Okay. With me and Matt on the help. All right. We got Epic Fail. First off, PPR pick 3, Davante Adams with his new New York Jets. Davante Adams going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got Brandon Ayuk at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. JSN on the road playing against the Atlanta Falcons. We got Mason, a little banged up, but he sounds like he's going to start against that tough Chiefs front. And then you got Juju, of course, as well against the San Francisco 49ers. What do you got here, Matthew?
I think Adams is a must start every format, everywhere, forever and ever and ever. This is what we wanted to see. We're seeing it. Davante Adams to the moon. JSN, and I think you even made a point about this in your slot versus wide. JSN's got a top 5 slot matchup this week, so I go him. I'm very mad at Brandon Ayuk, who I was probably too high on coming into the season. Well, clearly, based on his production, I was. So give me Adams, JSN. I'm going to be mad at Ayuk and not play him. I'm going to play Mason as my third. Juju's a little bit banged up, I believe, as well, and I don't. He's had one good game in the last 4 seasons. So recency bias out the window. Adams, JSN, and Mason for me.
I actually agree with you. Adams to me is one of those things where, and I talked about this with Ben on Friday, this isn't a normal situation for a wide receiver changing teams. This is not like Adams is joining a team where he has no idea what to do. He knows the playbook in some fashion because of Nathaniel Hackett and also Aaron Rodgers. And by the way, Rodgers could be in the huddle and be like, here's the play call. And he could look at him and go, in Green Bay. He could be like, the Packers play call is this play. If they really wanted to make a translation for him, like if there was some slight changes, I think that Adams will be up to speed a lot quicker than people think because of that. The Chiefs, by the way, that one of the better perimeter defenses against wide receivers. So I'm not really into Ayuk. JSN, Matt Gray call out with the slot versus wide. I agree on JSN. And by the way, I started JSN over Demario Douglas today, so hopefully that works out. But this is also PPR. I think 7 for 70 is in the cards for JSN today. And then Mason, I know the Chiefs are an elite run defense, but at the same time, San Francisco's at home. And so I just feel confident that the 49ers run game will figure it out at home just enough. Juju, I think, is a great ad, by the way. Epic fail. I like him a lot. So I'm going to go say the first dynamic duo of the day. Let's get it going. Matt, thank you very much. All right. So we got the applause going early. We love it. All right. Half PPR, pick 2, JSN versus Tracy and Chase Brown. So we got Chase Brown, the Cleveland matchup today. Tracy, who, by the way, Devin Singletary is back against the Eagles, but they did say that Tracy's earned a role. And then you got JSN, of course, like we just spoke about, against Atlanta. What's your thoughts here, Matt?
I'm going to stick with JSN based on the matchup. Tracy's gonna get action. I don't know how healthy Singletary is. Clearly healthy enough to play. I assume he'll start. And I just answered a question on one of my articles. Chase Brown is in a 50-50 split, regardless of what you saw in week 6. So 1 week it'll be Chase Brown, 1 week it'll be Zach Moss, 1 week it'll be both of them, and 1 week it'll be neither of them. So you have to be very confident in Chase Brown. You also have to realize that you can't live on what he did in week 6. You have to understand he's in a 50-50 split. So if you feel that his 50-50 split is going to be more touches than Tracy's 60-40 or 40-60 or 30-70 split with Singletary, then go with Chase Brown. And that's probably what I'm gonna go JSN and Chase Brown, because Chase Brown I know is at least 50% of the action for the Bengals.
This is
even though I love what I saw from Tracy for 2 weeks. And if it wasn't Dable being in love with Singletary and bringing him in, I would go Tracy. But for whatever reason, Brian Dable is in love with Devin Singletary.
Yeah, I think JSN's the one I'm going to pick too there. But I think the Tracy, by the way, if in all the metrics, these guys are like right next to each other in the sense of adjusted line yards. They're right back to back in my adjusted line yards rankings. Fantasy points allowed leans slightly Browns versus the Eagles, but not by much. 19 for the Browns and 21 for the Eagles. I'm going to lean slightly Chase Brown just because I'm not 100% sure what the Giants. By the way, Giants, for some reason, Daniel Jones doesn't play well at home. I don't really understand why, but if you look at the metrics on our site, he's not good at home. And I think if they start falling behind a little bit, they might lean to more passing game, and then they might lean more to Devin Singletary better, even though Tracy's good. By the way, I love Tracy. I'm all in, but I'm going to go Brown today just because I want to see what that split's going to be before I dive in. I think Brown's good enough to pick him over Tracy. Epic fail. No Soyber or McLaughlin this week. Jeez, bro. I mean, like, what are we doing here? That's a really good. Those are 2 really good kicking options this week. I think
Seattle.
I was going to say is Jason Myers. Yeah,
yep.
Jason Myers. By the way, Jason Myers is number 6 on my list for kickers.
Jake Bates.
And I think I think a lot of people are going to be scared off by the San Francisco 49ers new kicker, but the 49ers just generate points. So it's like a free pass. Like, Jake Moody is a stud. And then last week, it was Matthew Wright who scored a bunch of points. Now it's going to be the former Packers kicker, I think Andres something, whatever. He's not at, his opportunities will be there. Is he going to make the kicks? I have no idea. But the opportunities will be there. I lean Jason Myers, though. If you can't, epic fail. I agree with Matt on this one. Honestly, today, me and Matt are basically, at this point, yeah. Me and Matt are just together. It feels great. Honestly, I don't want anybody else to join the show because next thing you know, I think Matt and me disagree to just make everyone else feel better about their picks. So
Yep.
it's nice to have the duo box. I don't know. That would be an epic fail. I don't know. We still love you, though. We still love you. All right. By the way, JB, Palmer has been my biggest bust of the season. Matt called out Brandon Ayuk, but Josh Palmer, Jesus. However, there are a couple key things with injuries today. Hayden Hurst and Quentin Johnson should be out for Monday Night Football. And DJ Chark might be back, though. That's interesting for the Chargers because they do need some type of vertical threat on the outside. I do have a weird hunch that it's going to be a Palmer week, but Bateman is my start here. Jamel Dean, starting cornerback for the Bucs, is out. The Bucs are a fantastic matchup for outside receivers. Bateman has really turned it on over the last 2 weeks. I'm going to go Bateman here. And Jamie, by the way, I'm assuming we have PPR, but let us know if it's PPR. What's your thoughts, Matt?
Well, we know Jamie to play in PPR league, so I'm going to go with Bateman, who I believe, if my memory serves me right, Bateman is double digits for 3 straight weeks in a PPR. I don't love Bateman. I never have. I continue to fade him, but in this question with 2 players, my player will be Bateman, and that's easy. I will also say this: I believe Mark Andrews' season started last week. So for all those people that are dropping or benching, I think it's the worst time to do that. Andrews back in your lineup, especially against Tampa Bay.
Okay. All right. So double Bateman. All right. We got Scott Eminger, by the way. Scott, always a pleasure. Thank you for doing this, man.
Let's get ready to rumble.
All right, baby. By the way, I wish they just did the whole song. You know, like I would like dun 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 dun. Like, come on, get it going. Come on, StreamYard. Let's get those stock audio up there. Scott, always a pleasure. Thank you for being a super chatter. We always appreciate your support. Honestly, really do. And by the way, as a reminder, everybody, if you do become a super chatter, we do really appreciate it. It goes a long way for us. But also, we have partnered with, by the end of the season, our goal is to donate roughly, $50 would be nice to 100, ideally, to Good Sports. Good Sports is a charity organization that donates sporting equipment to underprivileged communities to help kids play sports. Really good organization. We'd like to give a nice donation this year. Let's get those monies up. The holidays are around the corner, folks. All right, we got morning PPR league with Cup out. Do I start Calvin Ridley with Rudolph starting against my Bills or Wilson on Monday night? Of course, I'm assuming that's Garrett Wilson, right? Versus the Steelers. Are they playing? No, it's Sunday night. Who's Wilson then?
Michael Wilson.
Oh, is it Michael Wilson, the Cardinals? Okay, Michael Wilson, Scott. We're going to assume that's what you mean there. Michael Wilson against the Chargers or Calvin Ridley versus the Bills. What's your thoughts here, Matt?
As we tell people all the time, you do not have a favorite team in fantasy. Your favorite team is your fantasy team. So with Cup sitting, this is a terrible situation to be in. Wilson is dinged up. Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing Monday night. Now, that doesn't mean a lot based on what we've seen. Drew Petzing has not made Harrison a priority. I don't understand why. Maybe he doesn't understand the playbook well. Maybe Kyler doesn't care and is audibling. I don't know what the situation is. But let's be honest. Ridley's had a 2-touchdown game and nothing else. 0. Michael Wilson is in my article every week because he continues to get targets. Calvin Ridley got 8 targets last week, 0 catches. I don't know that any of those were legitimate targets. They were just in his vicinity. But Mason Rudolph, I think, is better than Will Levis. I don't like waiting till Monday night, especially if Wilson aggravates that injury in warmups or something, and then you're stuck with a 0. So only because Ridley is a guaranteed play, unless he pisses the coach off between now and kickoff. And I think Rudolph is an improvement from Levis. Give me Ridley, but I really don't like either player.
Yeah, both are really tough out wide matchups this week, Scott. But I'm going to go Calvin Ridley. I think the Mason Rudolph, he's just going to execute the offense. Sometimes it's boring, but neither matchup is good. By the way, Michael Wilson against the Chargers perimeter corner defense is going to be a tough matchup too. The Chargers are actually better against outside receivers, believe it or not. And yes, last week Michael Wilson did find the end zone, but he had 2 catches for 21 yards. I'm gonna take the upside of Calvin Ridley if I can there. But great question. Honestly, we do appreciate it. Epic fail, razzle dazzle. Do you want to now? Epic fail, like this is like what I mean. Like this is what the team's gonna be called. Oh, Christian Kirk. No, didn't catch the touchdown. But epic fail, like they gotta remember this is your name. Remember that. So just if you want to be called razzle dazzle, I like it. Let's do it. Hiram. Always a pleasure. Glad you're back on the show. It means we're doing something right. That's always good. Or no one else answers your questions. Either way, we're glad to have you back, my friend. We love it. All right, we got pick 2 PPR. We got Jerry Jeudy in his newly minted wide receiver 1 role post Amari Cooper trade going against the Bengals. We have Wan'Dale Robinson in a very good matchup against the Eagles in the slot. Juju on the road against San Francisco. Deontay Johnson, by the way, a little banged up, but Carolina with a plus matchup this week. You also have Christian Watson, my assumption here, and then Darnell Mooney. Really good options here. I like these plays a lot. What's your thoughts here, Matt?
I wish I could start 3 of these. So if he's got a flex player that is not as good as these 3, in order, for me, it's Deontay in a smash situation, but he's a little dinged, but he's slated to play. I like Deontay Johnson. I love Mooney, but I love Wan'Dale. Right now, did you know, Bob, here's an interesting stat. Did you know that Wan'Dale Robinson is tied for 4th in the NFL in receptions? That's your New York Giants, Wan'Dale Robinson.
Because he gets his ADOT's probably like -2 yards.
It's probably 2.7 yards. Yeah, but I'm okay with that, right? In PPR, that matters. The 4th and catches. So I think that Mooney had a down game recently. So give me Deontay, Mooney with Robinson being a very, very, very close 3rd. But I think the matchups for all 3 are fantastic. Mooney's going to have to – they're going to have to throw to win. Now, if Kenneth Walker III is out, I think that changes the game script a little bit for Seattle. I don't know that matters to Mooney, but I just mentioned it because the game – which will be a little bit different if Kenneth Walker's illness trends into today. So again, Johnson, Mooney with Robinson being a very close 3rd. I wouldn't touch Jerry Jeudy with a 50-foot pole at this point. That offense is if Nick Chubb is back, which it sounds like he is, they're going to give Nick Chubb as many opportunities to his coming out party. Christian Watson, I'm a Packers homer, but I'm not 2 catches for possibly 1 touchdown.
I actually like every single one of these players. And I think that's, for me, Deontay Johnson's the play. Like, he's the guy. We talked about him on Friday. I actually am going to lean in full PPR Wan'Dale Robinson slightly ahead of Mooney. I think all 3 of those guys are slam dunk starts. Honestly, if you went Mooney over Robinson, I wouldn't care. I think both those guys are in. But I'm going to go Deontay, Wan'Dale, then Mooney as my 3 guys. I like Watson too this week. The Houston Texans defense is very banged up. And by the way, talking about the Seattle Seahawks defense, they're going to be down both outside cornerbacks today. So that is an interesting nugget there. That's why I think Mooney's actually is closer. It might be Mooney actually, but I'm going to lean the matchup. I mean, the Eagles get crushed in the slot. Wan'Dale's a PPR machine. I think you get a higher floor. However, I'll say this, Hiram. If you think you need a 20-point huge monster game, go Mooney. But if you want something safer, like a high floor in PPR, I like Wan'Dale. All right.
Agreed. Yeah. If you need a floor play, Wan'Dale with the PPR. If you need to smash play, Mooney. I like how you framed that.
Love it, baby. Oh, you're right. Look at us. This is great. We're having a great day. Good morning.
It's not going to last.
No, it is. I'm in a very positive move today. I'm excited. Like, have a nice cup of coffee. The Jags-Patriots game's not a disaster, and me and Matt are like yin and yang. I mean,
and
honestly,
you may not know this, but I actually saw the wife creep on behind you down the stairs.
Oh, nice. Oh, she's gonna be pissed. She doesn't want to be on those cameras, Bob. We've got to get that background back up.
I watched the replay. I'll freeze it. And I'll have a picture of her on my phone.
No, that's even weirder.
No, it'll be your contact info, but she'll be in the background of your contact info.
Matt, you're creeping the fans. You're creeping people out. We're about to razzle dazzle off this podcast because you're creeping people out. You're like, I'm going to be screenshot pictures of your wife.
Yeah, they'll be tasteful.
Thank you. Honestly, that's all right. We're back. As long as they're tasteful. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Cosmo. Please pick two. And thank you for saying please, Cosmo. We do appreciate it. Half PPR, Tyreek, JSN, James Cook. Miami Dolphins are coming off the bye. They have a good matchup against the Colts. God knows what the hell that means, though, for this offense with Tyler Huntley. Maybe he's more up to speed. JSN in that plus matchup in Atlanta. And then James Cook coming off his toe injury against a very tough Tennessee Titans defense. What's your thoughts here, Matt?
Volume in a half PPR, says James Cook. I don't know how you can sit Tyreek Hill, knowing that after almost 2 full weeks, right? Football game and then the bye, how Mike McDaniel has not figured out a way to not throw minus 2-yard passes to Tyreek Hill.
Because I think everybody else kind of knows that. I think everybody else knows that that's all they can do right now. I mean, they can't challenge shit downfield. So I think that's what they've kind of picked up on that.
Yeah. Now you've got Achane and Mostert both back. I think they're going to need to try to establish the run and win a low-scoring game. And Anthony Richardson is back. So this could be a really ugly. And by the way, what's our new nickname for Anthony Richardson? Do you remember from last week?
I think you called him something Justin Fields, bargain bin.
Timu Justin Fields.
Timu. I see a lot of ads for Timu. You know, apparently it's really good. It's like it takes forever because it comes directly from China. Is that a thing? Is that what it is?
It's products you would. Let's put it this way. It's Amazon, not Prime.
Got it. All right.
Yeah. I'm going to go JSN and James Cook, but it makes me sick to think that I drafted Tyreek first and he's going to sit. But until Tua's back or Mike White comes out of the abyss and is back throwing the ball for Miami, which isn't going to happen, give me JSN and James Cook. And I hate it. I hate sitting Tyreek, but
Tyreek 6 for 69 on 9 targets against New England. Not awful. And now he's got the Colts. Man, I think I'm going to go Tyreek and James Cook. I love JSN. I think JSN is a much safer play, but like after seeing what Tyreek did last week against New England, I'm like, you know what? I think the bye week probably did him good. And I think he'll be good against the Colts. Colts are just awful. So I think I'm going to go Tyreek. I'm going to have some fun today. Let's go Tyreek Hill over JSN. Oh, Scott, thank you again, by the way. Appreciate it. By the way, I mean, if you don't get music, let's get ready to rumble, Is that going off?
Nope.
Oh, man. Yeah, honestly, why doesn't it? I like the whole that's the part I like the most. I mean, let's get ready to rumble's cool.
You get what you pay for.
That's true. That's true. Honestly, that's why me and you are here. We got Scott Evinger, half PPR. I got Montgomery or Mason. D-Mon, of course, on the road against the Vikings today. Mason at home versus the Chiefs. Half PPR. What's your thoughts here, Mateo?
I know they both have difficult matchups. Are the Niners on the road at the Chiefs?
No, they're home.
They're home. Okay. Still outdoors. I'm going to go with the guy that I know is healthy. And I'm going to go with maybe the Vikings aren't as good as 5-0. Maybe. They let Green Bay come back into a game that they had blown the doors off of Green Bay. They ended up winning the game. Obviously, they're 5-0. But give me the guy that I know is 100% healthy, coming off of a great first 5 weeks, right, with the bye as well. So I'm going to go Montgomery. You just never know. Mason could fall wrong again like he did in the second half of the last game and sit out the rest. So give me the guy that's fully healthy, both against tough defenses.
Yeah, I'm going to go Montgomery too. Just the matchup is a little better. I mean, The Chiefs' run defense have just been elite. Mason does have a banged up shoulder. Who knows what that means if he gets hit wrong once. But the other thing is Blake Cashman, the main middle linebacker for the Vikings, is out today. I think that might help things a little bit for Montgomery in that ground game. So I still lead Montgomery. I think the problem with Montgomery is people, for some reason, all of us still don't think he's like an RB1, like because of Gibbs. Everyone loves Gibbs, but Montgomery's been the dominant running back. So I think you just keep rolling with him, Scott. But good job picking up Mason on the wire. That's definitely going to help throughout the year. All right, we got Cam dropping in here. Cam anchoring us down, keeping us always humbled.
Nope.
We appreciate
Vanderbilt.
it.
The Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
Guy,
Okay,
yep.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't
He's
remember
here.
anything.
It's Derek's burner.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, thank you for joining, Derek. Morning, guys. In a hole early since my opponent had Denver. By the way, I love this context. I like to know Thursday night, maybe even a Saturday morning, if you guys know you're in a deep hole, this might change our answers because we might say, hey, let's swing for the fences then if you feel like you're down big. His defense was playing against Denver. Denver, of course, had a big night. On Thursday, we have two questions. We have Kyler Murray versus Anthony Richardson. Kyler Murray, of course, the Cardinals playing on Monday night against the Chargers. Anthony Richardson playing against that Miami defense. Then we have the Jets or Bengals DST. The Jets are playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers and newly minted starter Russell Wilson. And the Bengals have the Cleveland Browns. My first thought, Kyler, Bengals. Keep it real easy. What's your thoughts, Matt?
Yeah, I think that Richardson has the better matchup, but he's not the better quarterback. Again, Temu, Justin Fields, which is weird because we may not even have Justin Fields to poke fun at anymore. And then the latest, I don't know if you saw this on the West Coast. You were up later than I was, clearly, but now the rumor is that they're going to play both quarterbacks.
Stupid.
It's dumb. I don't love, me, I'm the biggest Fields hater out there. Or detractor. I won't say hater. I'm the biggest Fields detractor. He's winning football games. I don't understand the need to change. And Russell Wilson cost them $0. The rumors that I've heard are, well, they want to know, is either one worth keeping next year? Okay. Garbage. That's just I don't understand it. So yeah, weird.
Can I just interject on that? I think that my rationale behind it is the fact that, like, there is no doubt the Pittsburgh Steelers probably think that Justin Fields isn't the reason why they're winning. They're winning with Justin Fields. And their mindset is if they have Russell, who they've seen early on in the offseason, they probably think, does the offense have another level when we have a more quote-unquote on-time quarterback? Because Justin Fields makes plays with his legs. He's more of like on-the-fly kind of quarterback. He's not going to stand there and structure and hit the guy on a 3-step drop and a hitch and go. I think Russell, they might think might be better at that, and they want to probably see, hey, maybe the offense will be better with a guy like that. And worst case scenario, we can always turn back to Justin Fields if it isn't working. So I think it's upside knowing that we have a great defense. We have the running game is kind of getting going a little bit. Now, do I think it's stupid? Yes. But I can understand maybe the rationale to see if Russell Wilson is a better fit. And if he's not, I mean, they're already they're 4-2, right? So like if they lose a game, they're still in the playoff hunt. It's worth a shot, but still don't think it's a great deal. By the way, Justin Fields has done more with less than pretty much most quarterbacks. So
yeah. Now I'm going to give my answer. My answer is Kyler and Cincinnati, mainly because the Browns are a mess on offense. I think the Jets against Pittsburgh is also a good start, but give me the Bengals, who came off a really good defensive performance against a Browns team that's a mess, and give me Kyler because Justin Fields isn't going to cut it. Then I ask you this question before we move on. By the way, Jamie said full PPR, so I was right in my assumption. Do you think that I know it's possible, but do you think that maybe Justin Fields is not good at understanding or running the playbook, and that Russell Wilson is more of the milquetoast, vanilla, you tell me what play to call or to run, and that's what I'm going to run, and I'm also good at surveying the first, second, third, fourth options better than Fields is. I just wonder, maybe he's not adept at NFL playbook, and he's survived this long on extreme talent and speed and just kind of backyard football stuff.
But you know what? My issue with the whole situation is that, like, look at his skill position groups around him his first couple years, right? DJ Moore, who comes from the Panthers. By the way, we all love Sammy Darnold now, but I'm pretty sure Justin Fields gave DJ Moore his best season of his career,
Mhm.
even though he previously played with guys like Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. Prior to him getting to DJ Moore getting to the Bears, he had Darnell Mooney, who got hurt, and he was throwing to Equinemius St. Brown as his like main guy. And he had
Bless you.
Cole Kmet. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for it. This is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. My point is, like, and then the first thing the Bears do is they go out and they get Keenan Allen and they draft Roma Dunze. And it's like, oh man, Caleb. I'm like, if you gave Justin Fields that talent around him, what would he do? Because clearly when he had DJ Moore excelled. DJ Moore had a career year with a guy like Justin Fields. Then he comes over to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They don't even like George Pickens. They trade away Deontay Johnson, and his number 2 receiver is a cast-off Van Jefferson, who, by the way, couldn't stick with the Rams, who then jumps over to the Falcons. Then Arthur Smith's like, oh, man, this guy, he should be my number 2. Brings him over to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They draft Roman Wilson, who has not played a single snap because of injury. And they got Calvin Austin. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, it would be amazing to see Justin Fields surrounded by elite weapons before we judge the kid, because it seems to me, by the way, George Pickens doesn't even, he's constantly under scrutiny with, it seems like, with Mike Tomlin. He doesn't even play full complement of snaps because they're dialing back his workload. He's the only receiver in the NFL not injured getting a workload management. Like, are we kidding me? So, like, yes, I would love to see Justin Fields surrounded with talent like Caleb Williams got, and then let the kid play for 17 games and see how he does. Because at this point, he's done so much with little players around him. He rushed for 1,000 yards, and everyone's like, well, he doesn't know how to operate as a regular quarterback because he had no one to throw to. Half the guys he was throwing to on that team don't even have starting roles anymore. Like, it's just insane. It's insane.
For the listeners, my apologies. I forgot that Bob was the Justin Fields truther.
Yeah.
I am the Justin Fields detractor because the kids use the term hater. We shouldn't use that. We're not really kids anymore. But I got us off track. My apologies.
It's all right.
By the way, Demario Douglas just ruled questionable. So even better, your choice for the Demario Douglas benching. I have him starting 2 for 14 with the new questionable tag. Excellent.
He'll be back. He'll get you a late.
Nick Chubb ruled healthy, so let's fire up Nick Chubb season.
Let's hope. So the epic fail. Yeah, Michael Wilson. That's from earlier. Epic fail. No Bengals DST available. That's all right. We got emergency defense. We got the Giants today playing against the Eagles. I think a lot of people be scared off because of the Barkley thing. Giants defense has played well. No Jordan Mailata, no Dallas Goedert, so that could be helpful. We have the Rams DST playing at home, I believe.
Against the Raiders.
Against the Raiders, which is an interesting one. By the way, Rams made a bunch of defensive changes before the bye, and they actually looked pretty good. Get your Packers. I think a couple guys didn't play well on the outside, but I think Jordan Love threw for like 3 touchdowns tonight. But it was like 180 yards. It was something weird. Anyway, Colts DST, I think, has the most upside today. They're an interesting matchup against the Dolphins, but I just can't trust the Colts right now. I think based on these 3, I'm going to lean Rams. What's your thoughts here, Matt?
Words right out of my mouth.
Nice.
And by the way, Max Crosby pissed some people off in the Raiders organization. He may not play today. So the more time that
Why you say that? What happened? Where did you hear that rumor?
I don't know. Maybe it was fake news, but I'll look it up.
That's great. Let's look it up. All right. Let's get into Puro Castillo. That's a new name. Is that new?
Well, let me see.
It looks good. I like it. All right, man. I like it. Puro, welcome to the stream. You probably left already. You're like, these guys don't even answer questions. He goes on rants about
Max Crosby showed up to practice wearing a Lions hat.
Nice. That's insane.
That's awesome.
Unless he did it as like a joke. Because like I could see that being a thing. Anyway, Addison, Harris, Downs, or Hopkins for the flex position, full PPR. What's your thoughts here, Matt?
Do we think that's Najee Harris?
I do. Who's the other Harris?
I'm going to go Jordan Addison this week. I think that, again, you put in your – didn't you have a slot versus wide that you mentioned Addison as well? A write-up? Was it? Yeah.
I like didn't Addison. Write it up. Ben did, but yeah.
Yeah, or maybe Ben did. Yeah. Harris, again, recency bias, had a really good game last week, but it's not the same defense that he's playing this week. So I like Addison coming off the bye.
Me too.
And the reason I don't like Downs is it's not Joe Flacco. Every wide receiver for the Colts takes a downgrade with Timu Justin.
Wow,
Fields.
did you just slip a pun in there? A Downs grade? All right. Well, just to give you, listen, Matt, you're just on point today. I love every second of it. I think it's more of the matchup too. The Miami Dolphins they allow the least amount of fantasy points to the slot this season. And that's where Downs does most of his damage. I'm kind of fading him. Plus the Richardson thing is not helpful at all. Najee Harris, by the way, against the Jets is probably something we probably should talk a little bit more about. The Steelers will be down 2 starting offensive linemen in this game. They're 2 highest graded PFF offensive linemen, if that makes if anybody cares. I like Addison too. I actually agree with Matt here. The Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Mason Rudolph whole thing versus the Bills. I'm not trying to do that if I can avoid it. Addison has a really plus matchup today at home against the Lions secondary. All right.
I have a little bit of a challenge here for everybody that's listening. We got a good group listening in today. Let's see if we can't ramp up the emoji game today. Right? We've had some followers and some listeners that have really been good with the emoji game, and we're good at it. I think we can really crack the code most days. But I'd like to see if guys can step up their emoji game today. All right, back to you.
Jesus. We're adult men. Guys, send us cute emojis. Let's go. Let's get this done.
No, not cute. Not cute.
Oh, I want them to be cute. All right.
Yeah. You can get you a pink heart then.
I love it. I love her. So get on it, team. All right, epic fail. It is crazy to consider Tank Dell. Of course, the Houston Texans are facing the Green Bay Packers in his newly minted role without Nico Collins versus Davante Adams in full PPR. Against the Jets. I'm sorry, not against the Jets, but against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is it crazy? Matt, what's your thoughts here?
I will tell you. So I was listening to, I don't think it was Howard Bender, but it was one of the shows on Sirius XM. And I heard one of the most interesting comparisons for Tank Dell that said, if Tank Dell's name was Nico Collins, we wouldn't have any of these discussions. Now, Collins is much bigger. Tank Dell's a little bit smaller of a receiver. But the point for me was Tank Dell can be as good as Nico Collins. He's not right now, but Nico Collins is out. I thought that was an interesting comparison that said if his name was Nico Collins, we wouldn't be having these discussions. Is it crazy? No, it's not crazy. And in fact, you've got to pick one. Adams against Pittsburgh is a really tough matchup. Now, think about the fact that Aaron Rodgers has zero mobility, and TJ Watt is just going to be drooling to get a piece of Aaron Rodgers today. With that being said, it could be 20 targets to Davante Adams today. So I like and Aaron Rodgers is so, you know me, right? I was an Aaron Rodgers guy the whole time he was in Green Bay. At the end, I started getting irritated by the pettiness and the holding the team hostage. Aaron Rodgers is so petty. He wants to prove to the NFL that he's still the best. He's not. That he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is. That Davante Adams is the reason they weren't winning. I don't think that's the case. He's just going to pepper him with targets today. But no, you're not crazy for considering Tank Dell. And in fact, for a game script that I think is going to be more conducive to passing, I think Tank Dell is actually a pretty solid start this week.
I think a lot. I don't. Tank Dell broke his foot, right? Like he's not. It's not. I don't think Tank Dell is a fade or anything like. I think that, listen, last week he cemented his role on the road against the Patriots. He dominated, and I think in that case, I think you could put him in your lineup ahead of Davante Adams. I'm okay with it. The matchup's better against Green Bay. That game should be an absolute shootout. By the way, the Texans defense is decimated on the back end. So the Packers passing offense should get enough going here to make this game a lot of fun. There isn't any weather concerns in Green Bay. So I think, honestly, Tank Dell, to me, you should, with Nico out, he could be viewed as an auto start for me up until Nico comes back. I think it was the foot injury. That's why, and by the way, early on in the season, it went Nico and then Diggs in the slot, and Tank Dell kind of took a back seat to those guys. And I think it was going to take a little time for him to get up to speed with the foot injury. So I think now we're starting to get to the second half of the year. That's bueno. So I'm going to go Tank Dell actually in a better matchup versus Davante Adams. I love that. All right, we got Scott. By the way, crappy lineup decision today. That's all right, Scott. That's why we're here. We don't like the good lineup decisions. We want the crappy ones. That's what we're all about here. PPR league, running back. You got Trey Sermon, Colts versus Miami. Tracy, you also have against the split against the Eagles. And you got Blake Corum, the Rams matchup as well against the Raiders. Thanks for the help today. Bills Mafia, good sports. Buck Arm, by the way. Buck, shout out to Buck always. All right, Matt, what's your thoughts here about this one?
What did you say about Miami's defense just about 2 minutes ago? It had to do with their pass defense, correct? They allow the least, right? Which would tell me that they probably aren't as good as against the run. And that would say Sermon probably looks good. But for anybody that has rostered Sermon over the past 2 weeks and licked their chops at the matchups and thought, oh my goodness, look at how slick I am. I went to the waiver wire, got JT's replacement for a couple of weeks while he has a mid-high ankle sprain. You know that Trey Sermon fell into the end zone once, had 6 catches once, but he was abysmal. He was not good. So I'm okay right now taking Tyrone Tracy Jr. of these 3 and hoping that he gets the run that he has earned for the Giants. Against a Philly defense, it's not great.
Unfortunately, Scott, I have a bad it. I'm gonna go Trey Sermon.
Sky's not here yet.
It's 18. He got 18 carries, I believe, last week. It didn't look good. I know it was bad, but the Miami defense, how you beat them is on the ground. I want to say, and I don't have it in front of me this moment. Miami. Let me pull it up. Yeah, I'm gonna go Sermon. I'm going to take the volume on the ground. I just don't know what the Tracy split's going to be just yet. I don't love it. But I'm going to go Sermon over Tracy. We'll see, Matt. We'll see.
There you go.
We'll see. Good luck, Scott. We apologize. We couldn't come to a consensus on that one. I hope we worked out here. All right, Maverick Waterman. I mean, Jesus. What a name, huh? If this is a real name, good for you. Honestly, thank your parents. This is a pretty good name. Breece Hall, the Jets go against Pittsburgh, or Tony Pollard. With no Tajay Spears, the Tennessee Titans are facing the Buffalo Bills running game. Full PPR, 1 point for every 5 yards rushing. Jesus. What's your thoughts here, Matt?
I think the right decision is Tony Pollard, but I'm going to go with Breece Hall. I'm starting, if I own both of if I roster both these players and that I have no choice but one of the 2, I'm playing Breece Hall.
Yeah, Maverick, send us your full roster. I'd be curious because I'm going to lean Pollard too. I think the matchup's too good. The Mason Rudolph thing, I think, will keep them on schedule. Will Levis is very sporadic, so I like Pollard a little bit here. Breece Hall, man. Definitely matchup leans Pollard. So I'm going to go Pollard, but I would be curious, Maverick. Let us know your full roster because who knows. By the way, I love how Puro is still here. Love it. We were questioning if he would stay around. A couple beers. Love that. What's the last one?
It's a steak.
Oh, steak and beers. I love it. You're a mainstay. I love every second of that. Beautiful stuff. We do have fun super flex question. Mason Rudolph or Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell on the road against the Rams today. You got Mason Rudolph against the Bills. Really, that's a tough one. What's your thoughts here?
Are we sure he's not asking? He's sneaking in a political question?
Is Mason Rudolph political?
No,
AOC, it makes AOC I get it. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
And Mason Rudolph sounds like a political, right? He sounds like a good old Southern boy that's running in Tennessee. Yeah, for Senate or Congress.
For Senate.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
State Senator Mason Rudolph. Okay,
yes.
Cool. I like it. Well, which
way
are you leading?
That just rolls right off the tongue. Give me Mason Rudolph. Better weapons, if you can call them weapons at this point, right? Hopkins and Ridley are better than any 2 wide receivers that the Raiders are running out there, but the Raiders have a guy named Brock Bowers who could have 20 targets today as well. But if fun super flex for me, I'm probably leaning Rudolph, knowing that he is getting the start today. And by the way, Tank Bigsby almost at 100 yards, Sunshine almost at 200 passing, and our guy Brian Thomas nearing 100 yards receiving as well.
The other problem with the Raiders situation, there's no Adams anymore. They also won't have Jacoby Myers this week either. So AOC is dealing with like no weapons. I mean, Brock Bowers can only do so much here. Yeah, I guess I'm okay with Rudolph. I mean, listen, quietly, the Titans have really good receiving core. I mean, they could have a top 5 trio receiving core in the NFL with Hopkins, Ridley, and Boyd. That's a pretty good weaponry. I know the Bills are now healthy, by the way, and getting healthy on defense. But yeah, I guess I'm going to go Mason Rudolph. That is not fun. By the way, Epic Fail, that's not fun. Fun Superflex question. Don't lie to us. Just say, come out see what Scott said, crappy lineup decision. We appreciate Scott's energy there. Don't lie to us, Epic Fail. I mean, at this point, now I'm upset. All right. Piero's got another question. Josh Allen or Justin Herbie today? I know I'm going with, but just a thought. I'm never going to sit Josh Allen. I know the Titans defense is insanely good. Justin Herbert, I like Herbert too. I think the problem is we haven't seen an unleashment, but he's going to be down. No Quentin Johnston, no Hayden Hurst. How you really attack that defense is with the ground game. So I'm gonna go Josh Allen.
Yeah, for me too. So Tennessee's defense being good means Josh Allen's going to do more what today? Scrambling and running, and he's so good at it that then Tennessee's probably going to have to soften up a little bit. And then he'll be able to chuck the ball. So, yeah, this a couple of years ago, maybe this was a question, right, that you would have to decide. There's no decision. Piero, you know who you're starting. Same guy that Bob and I are starting is Josh Allen.
I also want to apologize, Piero. I said something stupid. You beat the Arizona Cardinals through the air, so I understand the question. That's my fault. But, yes, it's definitely Herbert should have. I would be excited. By the way, I'm actually interested in Josh Palmer today. I think Josh Palmer pops up for a nice 11 PPR points. I'm doing it. Actually, it's probably more of a Ladd McConkey day. Maybe it's a Ladd McConkey day. Let's go.
Okay, so take your Josh Palmer. Go ahead and put it on your betting slip and send me a screenshot of the betting slip. Otherwise, I don't believe you.
No. I'm not betting on Josh Palmer. I never said that. I think the 2 players I'm betting on today, I think, are Noah Brown over 7.5 fantasy points and Jordan Addison over 10.5. I think that's going to be my play of today, the parlay play. Because, I have Prize Picks. I live in California. It is what it is. I can't use DraftKings. I haven't done a single bet in like 3 years. You got to parlay everything. That's how they get you. But I think that's going to be my go-to play today. I try to do the fantasy points, so we'll see how that goes. All right. Morning, Jets. Who are we looking at for kicker? Official Salvage, if you will. Official Salvage, obviously, here's the bigger names that we've talked about already are Austin Seibert, Washington kicker. If you can't get him, it then is Chase McLaughlin, Tampa Bay kicker. If you can't get them, it's Jason Myers, the Seattle kicker in Atlanta today would be number 3. So Salvage, Jason Myers is probably our streamer kicker of the week. Our stud kickers, of course, are Austin Seibert and Chase McLaughlin, less owned than the regular studs, but those guys would be the priority if you can get your hands on them. All right, it's 8:50. We have no more questions. We're waiting for Sky to jump on for really quick. I have a couple injuries I like to look at too to run in here, but I could honestly just do it on the fly. Why not? Because that's what we do around here. While we're waiting for some questions. Let's just pull it up here. I have sorry, folks. Matt, before we before I pull up some injuries, talk about, is there any certain player or situation you're kind of excited about today? Maybe a start of the week. You did write your starts of the week article earlier this week. Why don't you throw out some starts of the week questions here?
I had Drake May as one of the starts of the week. Let me go ahead and I got to go back and find out who the heck I wrote up. It's been so many days. I have Nick Chubb. I have Austin Eckler. I like him as a kind of a sneaky play, especially if Brian Robinson is out again. I love Wan'Dale Robinson. And again, when I write this article, I'm not going to give you start Justin Jefferson, right? That's too easy. So I give you deeper names. With that, I love Romeo Doubs in this matchup this week. They're going to have to throw to win. Tight end, I like the way that his stats have started to ramp up and increase. Give me Jatavian Sanders, and my sneaky play behind him is Noah Fant. Fant is the guy you need for a floor. Great stats in Seattle for a floor tight end. You know, the position has been kind of a wasteland. But I like for the last 4 weeks, Jatavian Sanders' numbers have gone up to include targets, receptions, and yards. So it's an interesting matchup for me.
Sky Gawasco, welcome to the show, man. How you doing today?
Good morning, everybody. Mom's birthday, mandatory brunch. So sorry that I'm late. Tell the boss my apologies.
Brunch. I like it.
Drake May, second touchdown pass of the game. This one to KJ Osborne.
I mean, he's no Matt Castle, but it is nice.
Call me maybe.
When did that just happen? Did I miss that? I got the game.
Bob, you're 3 hours behind, Bob.
It's insane. You guys are probably in a different quarter right now. I don't understand why NFL, the app on my TV
actually,
does not.
Bob and I are 8 hours behind Matt of that game. So it's a little different.
It's true. It's true. It's in London. Maybe it's a streaming issue. Maybe that's what it is. It takes a little more time to get over to the West Coast.
Takes half a day to
get over there, right? Of course. Insane. Sky, man, we've had some fun this morning. Me and Matt kind of bouncing back and forth. By the way, we do have one more question here before we kind of dive in. I have to dive into the 8:30 window of injury updates.
Of course.
But we have one more for Cosmo. If you want to run through the question, you and Matt will answer this one, and then I'll try to get the injuries updated.
You got it, Cosmo. Good morning. And always bonus points to anybody that has a dog as the avatar. So shout out to Cosmo there. Well done. Dalton Kincaid, Tucker Kraft. We'll go with the non-biased Packers fan first here, half PPR.
Oh, it's I'm the non-biased one. Oh, geez. I'll go with Tucker Kraft. I talked about this earlier. The back end for the Houston Texans, they're going to be down multiple linebackers, a couple guys in the secondary. I think Kraft has a big day today. I know he had a bad week last week, and I'm kind of riding that Tucker Kraft train a little hard, but that's okay. I think he has a bounce back week. No Jimmy Ward, no Lassiter, and a couple linebackers out. Give me Tucker Kraft.
Same for me. Possibly the greatest tight end in the history of the league, Tucker Kraft.
Love it. Love it
already. Yeah, I agree. Dalton Kincaid, I don't know who was repping him preseason, but he certainly has not gotten to snuff here. So I'll go Tucker Kraft as well. Tight end 6. Sleepy there and points per game. So I'll ride the Tucker Kraft. Also, I believe that a lot of the Packers will play, but you got guys banged up there in the wide receiver core there as well. So I'll go Tucker Kraft.
And I will tell you this. I believe if you pull the right photograph of Tucker Kraft, you could think he's a ginger. I don't think he is, but there are some photographs based on lighting that have me thinking he could be in the ginger camp. I don't think by law he is, right? I don't think he's a card-carrying ginger member, but I think based on the lighting,
I haven't seen him at a meeting, so I don't even know what you're talking about. And listen, let's just keep the ginger comments down a little bit. If I feel like it needs to be brought up, I'll bring it up. Okay, I don't need you throwing people into. By the way, this is a team. The ginger team, no one wants to be a part of that community, right? Everyone's trying to get tan these days. Us pale redheads, I doubt Tucker Kraft is trying to join the community. But if he is, call me, okay? We'll see.
Bob, what did I tell you? You said this is going great. I love it. And I said it's not going to last, and you disagreed. I told you.
Sky's here now. I told you the duo thing. As soon as Sky shows up, we turn on each other. I don't know what it is about Sky's energy, but now all of a sudden I don't like anything you're saying. So
I love it.
I still have beef with Jefferson. It's like 3 weeks old at this point. He's avoiding me. It's just
it's true.
But guess what? None of us have any idea why.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't know how the beef started, why it started, but I know that he's been ducking you.
Nice. Yeah, we're gonna go with a baby O this week. 35-0. We showed up, got the job done, get in, get out, no major injuries. And with Texas going down, now the Ducks are actually number one, which should have happened last week. But big energy here in Eugene. Bob, are you ready for us with the countdown here? I could use a break. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I just found that L'Jarius Sneed is out, so I need to figure out how to update that whole thing.
Okay, L'Jarius Sneed. Well, hey, I'm gonna rep the company here, hoping to get my Christmas bonus to buy you 2 more minutes, and then we're gonna turn over to you for the injury report. Sound good?
Yeah,
folks. Everything Razzball is on X at Razzball NFL. Of course, you could subscribe right here to the program. That's Razzball Fantasy Football Show on the YouTube channel. Most of you should be subscribed already. If you're not, please make sure to hit that bell, and that way you don't miss any of our weekly shows. But of course, the Sunday live show kicking off 2 hours before your kickoff, wherever you are locally, even across the pond and out to Hawaii as well. All of our podcasts, except for this one, or all of our shows, I should say, except for this one, every week are repurposed to the podcast as well. So those of you on the go, you can rep that audio-wise. Anywhere you listen to your audio, download the Razzball Fantasy Football podcast. And all of our articles and Matt's 1,000% retain rate on question answering is available at football.razzball.com. We have many exclusive tools for you as well. Home and away splits, slot versus wide splits, which are very, very helpful. I actually had a friend of mine this week ask me about 5 different receivers. Didn't even think about it. Went to the slot versus wide tool, spent about 30 seconds narrowing it down. Boom, gave him a nice detailed report, and then told him to do his own research next time. He was very happy about that. So go check it out.
How much did that slot versus wide tool cost you, Sky?
It's a lot.
0.
No, that's with a high tax rate and sales tax in California too.
Yeah, well, in Oregon we don't have tax, so it was a double bonus.
Can't even pump your own gas, Bob. Suck it.
That's a fact, unfortunately. By the way, from New Jersey, it took me a minute, to get used to the whole by the way, you can't pump your own gas in Oregon.
So you can't. There's an addendum. This is important. And Theo just chimed in. We're going to get to Theo for 1 second, and then Bob will get to you here. So Theo, hang on. This is important. Up until last summer, Matt was correct. New Jersey and Oregon were the only states where you could not pump your own gas. It's to create jobs. It's lame, but it is what it is. I'm a Cali kid coming up. It was lame. It is what it is. I'll tell you what. When it's icy, though, not terrible to have somebody else pumping your gas. However, recently they just changed the law. So rural counties of 40,000 or less population, you can pump your own gas. Also, all major gas stations now have a lane that is self-service. If you'd like to, they also then have the pump gas too. So if you come to Oregon or you go out east to New Jersey, do not pump your own gas unless it says you can. It's a $200 fine. Yes, that's real. So be careful, Matt. When you come out to visit for Christmas this year, make sure you just take your time at the pumps, read a little bit, stay in the right lane. Let's get to Theo here, and then, Bob, I'm going to turn you loose.
Theo's question is, overcome by events, Tank Bigsby is currently playing. He's over 100 yards. He has a touchdown. My answer is Tank Bigsby.
Yeah. I think, by the way, Kareem Hunt, though, should be fine this week, though.
Yeah.
So if you didn't start Tank Bigsby, which you probably didn't, Theo, good morning, by the way. The game started 2.5 hours ago.
Mm-hmm. Aloha.
He's 10 hours behind now.
Aloha, Theo.
Aloha.
Yeah. Theo from Hawaii. Good to see you.
Theo across the other pond.
Nice.
Yeah. Good morning, Theo. Yeah, Kareem Hunt would be your option now, obviously, if you have not gone Tank Bigsby. Crap. I forgot they played in London. We love the ownership, Theo. Good luck the rest of the week, buddy.
It's all right, dude. Yeah, man. Well, it's all right. It happens, It's all good. Hey, boy. That a boy. I love it.
All right, Bob. Yeah. I'm going to turn you loose, buddy.
All right. I got it. All right. Thanks. Enjoy your cup of coffee, boys. We got a couple injury updates that are going to help impact. I've checked the weather. Good news is nothing really major is going to happen. The only game that actually had some weather impact was the London game. And, of course, we're okay there as well. So dive into some other injuries and key things that we want to talk about here. Let's jump over to the Lions at Vikings. Now, obviously, the Aiden Hutchin injury is huge, but it's also big because the Lions are going to be down multiple guys up front in their front seven. Derek Barnes, their key linebacker, Kyle Pecco, also Marcus Davenport's also on IR. So there's going to be multiple guys in that front seven for the Lions that are out today. I know Aaron Jones is dealing with an injury, but he should be in today, and I do like him in this matchup. I think the Lions' run defense could be a little banged up, so that's key there as well. The Lions will be down one of their starting guards, but I don't think that's going to be a major issue this week. We also, because Blake Cashman is also out, which is like the main linebacker for the Vikings. So I like David Montgomery to be fine in this game. He typically does play pretty well overall. I think he's good with that Blake Cashman being out as well. Titans at Bills. Amari Cooper is officially in today. Will play. He actually does have a matchup upgrade. Ladarius Sneed, oh, yeah, he plays for the Titans now. Sorry, I just got to play. So L'Jarius Sneed, the main outside cornerback for the Tennessee Titans. So, by the way, one of the best outside perimeter defenses in football. He's out, which should help Amari Cooper's matchup. I do think I talked about this on Friday. Amari Cooper, listen, Ken Dorsey, the OC for the Cleveland Browns this year, was with the Bills last year. So I do think there could be some translation between the two offenses for Amari Cooper to get expedited, updated to the for the Bills offense. Not probably going to play a full complement of snaps, but at least there is some correlation between Ken Dorsey between the two teams with L'Jarius Sneed out. If you're desperate and need a home run hit wide receiver 3, I don't mind Amari Cooper. Tajay Spears is out today. That's big news for Tony Pollard, a locked-in top 10 running back. Treylon Burks is out. Doesn't sound like big news, but DeAndre Hopkins wasn't playing a full complement of snaps yet. I do think with Treylon Burks now officially on IR, I do think that DeAndre Hopkins is an interesting speculative add to see how it goes today with Mason Rudolph. James Cook is officially in, should be in your lineups as well. I want to get this ticker off the screen really quick. So where's that ticker? There we go. Sorry, folks. All right. Jumping down to the Dolphins Colts. So Tua, of course, is out, but the news is he could be back for week 8. That is big news for guys like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Knowing Tua's coming back might be a time to poke around the Waddle and Tyreek Hill owners to see what they're willing to give up. All Dolphins skill position players as well. Javon Holland is officially in. He's one of the outside for the safeties for the Dolphins. Jumping down to Jonathan Taylor being out today. Listen, Trey Sermon has not been great necessarily in his 2 spot starts, but I think the Miami matchup is okay. Anthony Richardson should help with the running game a little bit, so I don't think Trey Sermon is a terrible spot start if you need it. Jumping over to Seattle versus the Falcons, Trey Brown and Rokon Woolen and Rayshawn Jenkins is all out today. Those are 3 of the 5 starters for the Seahawks defense in the secondary out today. That's big news for Kirk Cousins and company playing at home. I think Kirk's a fantastic streamer this week if you could play him. I know Seattle's been pretty good this season, but these injuries are big time. If you can get guys like Darnell Mooney and also Drake London into your lineups, I love those as well. We jumping down to the Falcons defense. Troy Anderson and Lonzo Carter are 2 of the starting linebackers for the Falcons are out today. I think that does help Kenneth Walker, who should be in this matchup. Will be in, actually. Texans at Packers. We have a couple big-time injuries for the Texans defense. You got Lassiter and Ward in the secondary, and then also 2 of their starting linebackers are out today. So 4 of the guys on the backside of the defense are out today. Give me some of that Packers receiving game if you can get them into your lineups in this one. Bengals at Browns. Jerome Ford is out. And guess what? Nick Chubb is in. So that's big news. Welcome back, Nick Chubb. Does he automatically jump into your lineups? Not 100% convinced. This guy's coming off a major knee injury, so I do think you have to ease him back in. Maybe if Foreman plays a little bit and Pierre Strong to ease Chubb back in. Wyatt Teller is officially, will it be on IR? He's one of the key offensive linemen for the Browns, but the Browns offensive line as a whole are getting healthy. They have their center back this week. Both right and left tackles are playing. So the Browns offensive line is getting there health-wise, but no Amari Cooper. Good luck. Bengals, I like them as a streamer defense. Ronnie Hickman is out, but that's not a big factor anymore because Juwan Thornhill and a couple guys on the back end for the Browns. So the Browns safeties are back this week. I still think you could start guys like Higgins and Chase today, but I do think that that's important. The Browns starting to get healthy right after they trade Amari Cooper. Jumping over to the Eagles-Giants. The Eagles will be down Jordan Mailata, the left tackle, and Dallas Goedert at tight end. Listen, the Giants have been pretty vulnerable in the secondary versus outside receivers with no Dallas Goedert this week. I actually think A.J. Brown has a really good week. I actually like him for DFS if you can get him into your lineups. Malik Neighbors in, Devin Singletary in. We did hear a little bit about the Tyrone Tracy split. I do think Singletary will be the 1A, though, so do not necessarily sit him against the Eagles. Eagles are a okay matchup against the ground game. Andrew Thomas, huge injury for the Giants at left tackle. He's probably out. He is out for the season. That's a tough blow. I don't know what that means for the Giants. Could be really bad. Dory Jackson, one of the key outside cornerbacks, is out, like I just brought up earlier, with no Dallas Goedert. I like A.J. Brown a lot this week in DFS. And Thibodeau, of course, on IR. Jumping down to the later window, we don't know. Zamir White should be back this week, but Jacoby Myers will be out. Of course, that no Devontae Adams going against that Rams. The Rams have made some adjustments in the secondary before the bye. I think that's I think I'm not overly excited to start guys like Trey Tucker in this game. I think Brock Bowers is the only guy you really want. Jumping over to the other side for the Raiders are dealing with some guys up front. I think Kyron Williams is probably like the auto start DFS play this week against the Raiders. You got to love that. A couple key injuries up front for them. Cooper Kupp is out today. Jordan Whitman is in. The Raiders are a slot funnel defense. So if Jordan Whittington is someone you want to get into your laps, he's not a bad option as a wide receiver 3. We're still waiting on final notes about Joe Noteboom, but the Rams are getting healthier. We'll see how that goes. Maybe they can keep it together long enough to not trade away Cooper Kupp, which apparently is a thing. I don't know if that's going to actually happen, but maybe they'll trade Stafford and Cooper Kupp to the Giants. I'm sure that's a rumor. Anyway. All right. Panthers, Commanders. This is another big one. Brian Robinson might be the start of the week at running back. He's coming off an injury. He's officially in, though. Talk about injuries. Giovanni Claude, down 2 guys up front for the Panthers. 3 linebackers are out today for the Carolina Panthers. I'm telling you, load up on Brian Robinson. Get him into your lineups if you can. And also on the flip side, the Washington is going to be down 3 of their top 5 defensive linemen in this game. So I know that the offensive line for the Panthers is a little banged up, but so is the Commanders. I do think Chuba Hubbard. By the way, Jordan Brooks is on his way back, but he is out this week, but he should be back next week. So enjoy the last ride with Chuba. Let's all have a nice Chuba Hubbard week for the last ride. Chiefs 49ers, a couple key ones. Juwan Jennings is out today. Ricky Parcell should be in. Waiting on final word for that, but sounds like he should be active in this game. With Juwan Jennings out, look for guys like Deebo Samuel and company to get a little more looks their way. And of course, Juju is in this week if you want to start him after his big week 2 weeks ago. Jets, Steelers. The Jets are going to be down a couple guys in the secondary. Michael Carter, slot receiver, and Chuck Clark, their safety, are both out this week. So the Steelers will be having some help up the middle. That's actually good news for them. I don't really know how that really impacts the Steelers. Maybe that helps a guy like Pat Freiermuth in that matchup. Cordell Patterson is out. James Daniel out. Zach Frazier, the center, is out. So the Steelers will be dealing with some injuries in the middle of their offensive line against the Jets, who are now pumped up with some Devontae Adams in their lives. We also have Alex Highsmith and Nick Herbig, who are 2 linebackers for the Steelers, out today. That should help Breece Hall's matchup. I think Breece Hall is, of course, a great start. We did have a Breece Hall question versus Tony Pollard earlier. I think they're both probably top 12 options this week. Ravens, Buccaneers. Rachaad White is back, but apparently it's a 3-man committee. Oh, yay. That sounds like so much fun. I'm super happy about that. If you're a Rachaad White owner, I honestly don't know if you could trust him in a tough matchup against the Ravens. I would sit him if you can. Jamel Dean, starting outside cornerback, the top cornerback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is out. I think Rashad Bateman is a solid wide receiver 3 this week because of the injury. Another key here is the Bucs offensive line is officially healthy. They actually have a couple guys coming back. That should be great news for Baker Mayfield, the company. That should be a fun game against the Ravens. The final game is the Cardinals at the Chargers. A couple offensive players out for the Chargers. Hayden Hurst and Quentin Johnson are out. DJ Chark should be returning this week. We have Gus Edwards on IR. It looks like J.K. Dobbins will be the main back again for the foreseeable future. Vidal did catch a pass last week, but it was mostly J.K. Dobbins. And Asante Samuel, outside cornerback for the Cardinals, is out again. He's on IR, so he'll be out for a couple more weeks. So that should help guys like Michael Wilson and Marvin Harrison. All right, that's all we got for the injury updates. No weather implications. Let's bring the guys back in. I'm exhausted. I'm half in the bag now. Sky, over to you, my friend.
Gotcha, my man. Nice job. Matt, did I just hear breaking news on the podcast that Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp are headed to the Giants? Is that what I heard right now?
Bob's drunk. Go to bed.
Bob's on London time. I don't know if that's gonna.
There's all these weird rumors about Matt. I don't get it. They said Matthew Stafford to the Giants. I go, why don't we just put them together? I mean, that's nice. Send Wandale and Daniel Jones back to the Rams. Let them do their little reclamation project over there, and then the Giants can. Giants are not even good. I think they probably have the same record. So I don't even know why people do these stupid freaking trades. I don't even think the Rams have a worse record than the Giants, but neither here or there. I do, by the way, Alvin Kamara. Can we get an Alvin Kamara trade to the Cowboys already? Like, come on. Let's get it done.
Oh, my God.
Let's
that would
get it
actually
done.
be sweet.
Let's get it done.
Yeah. I mean, anywhere else.
Free Kamara.
Free Kamara. Yeah. I don't mind the 14 dump downs a week, though. It's nice. I meant to message you guys, but he had 26 total yards, gentlemen. Total yards, 26 total yards. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to get upset.
No. I want to go right back to this for a second. By the way, I started Javonte, and I was like, this is awesome. And then I also had Kamara, and I was like, well, what's the point? It's just they flipped roles. So I got no extra points. Javonte acted like Kamara. Kamara acted like Javonte. What are we doing here, people? All right, now we go.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's move on here. JSN, Leggett, PPR, Epic Fail back. Good morning, Epic Fail from me. Yes, Matt, why don't you go first, buddy?
No, JSN, it's not even close for me.
Not even close. I like it.
No.
Bobby?
We talked about Deontay Johnson is in today, so I don't think Leggett is an auto start, but Leggett has a crazy good matchup this week. So if you needed a wide receiver 3 dart throw, Leggett's not a bad option, but not over JSN. I'm going JSN.
Yeah, I'm going to go JSN as well. The Seattle offense is awesome. Leggett's fun. They're just not up to snuff yet. 10 targets versus Cincinnati in week 4. Otherwise, he's had more than 4 targets in one single game. I just don't trust the offense right now. Show enough DJ. I like that. Matt Stiles has been known to be in a club late at night.
Yeah. Everybody in the club get tipsy.
Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Bob, you don't even know.
Bob, do you know what we're doing here? Do you know what we're doing here, Bob?
Yeah, I know the song.
Oh, is that a little?
I get it.
I see you.
By the way, that's like 2000s. What are we talking about?
Chili shake.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
it's not like
that's the Adrian Peterson era.
Yeah,
you know
I get it. I know that stuff. Rap was my thing in like the early 2000s, so I know those things. It's when you guys start singing things from like the 70s, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. I don't know any of that stuff.
Yeah, well, Matt and I are creeping into our 60s, so it's much easier for us to talk about those eras. It just, when we lived it there in middle school. All right.
And don't get me wrong, I respect my elders here. I do.
Yeah.
And I love you guys. And I don't mind you guys talking about it. I just don't know what you're talking about. That's all.
Maybe you should go back to reading the injury report on mute.
On mute? Was it on mute? Oh, no. That would have been awesome. It was.
It was a good read, though, Bob. We do appreciate it. Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, with sort of a new wide receiver, but not today. Deebo Samuel, Garrett Wilson. Let's go both here. We're professionals. We can handle 2 questions. Show enough. Unless I haven't seen it here, I see down the throwback movie, The Last Dragon Classic. Show enough. I love it. Do we have a half PPR? I'm not sure. Let's go half PPR unless you guys know otherwise for show enough here. Matt, go ahead.
With everything in my body, I want to say Rodgers and Garrett, but I'm going to start Kyler Murray and Deebo Samuel.
Bob?
I do have an inkling that we should probably all be picking up Aaron Rodgers and just throw him in on our bench. Because what if the Adams-Garrett Wilson duo just lights this offense on fire? Yeah, but for now, I'm going to take the Kyler Murray play. By the way, Murray has not been good the last few weeks. It's been weird. I thought he was doing good, and then I was looking at his numbers, and I'm like, no, not good. And then Deebo or Garrett Wilson. Man, the Chiefs. These are tough. I think Murray's obviously the one I like. Man, no Juwan Jennings this week. Give me Deebo. Give me a Deebo.
Yeah, I'll take Deebo. I think Devontae actually has a nice game today. They're just going to look out to prove a point. Murray and Rodgers. I got to go with Kyler Murray. I just think the upside's there. And until we see Rodgers really go off himself, I think the other weapons are okay. But for fantasy points for himself, I just think Kyler has the edge there. So I'll go Kyler and Deebo. All right, let's see here. We got the clearing up. There it is. Cosmo's back. Eckler, Mostert today, half PPR.
Eckler has been surprisingly good, not to Sky, who's an Eckler truther.
Mhm.
Mostert back today. I think it's going to be Mostert and Achane on the ground for Miami today against Indy. As much as I like Eckler in the passing game, I think Brian Robinson being back is going to cut into his work. So really on a hunch and based on the fact that I don't love the Indy D, give me Mostert today.
The number one matchup on the ground today is the Washington Commanders. I know that's Brian Robinson all day, but I think Eckler is going to get his too. Mostert, he looked good, by the way. He was like the only thing that really works for them last time against the Patriots 2 weeks ago. But Achane is back. I'm going to go Eckler.
I'm going to go Eckler as well. Love me some Raheem Mostert. But I just think the Eckler's getting both runs, but Mostert can break a game, of course. But Achane coming back, this Dolphins offense needs to turn it around big time. So I'll go with Eckler by a nose. Worked out last
Tank
week.
Bigsby, second touchdown on the ground, 118 yards rushing,
killing it. I would not play Kareem Hunt over Tank Bigsby unless you didn't play Tank Bigsby.
Correct.
Then I would go Kareem Hunt.
That's a consensus for the group.
Okay. So if you didn't play Tank Bigsby, then you got to play somebody else.
Yes, always Tank.
Right. Always Tank. Makes sense. Bill Dino, good morning. Pick one PPR. Najee, Tracy, Watson, McConkey. We got a flex position here, boys. PPR.
We're going to assume that's Christian Watson, not Justin Watson.
Yes, of course. Bill knows what he's doing.
Najee Harris.
Bob?
I really like Ladd today. Give me Ladd McConkey.
Ooh. Why not Tracy? Bob, can I get a Giants shout out here?
Singletary's back, moves Tracy down to 1B, if not 2.
I just don't know. Like, the Giants aren't a good offense enough to support 2 running backs. And I think if it's a 50-50 split, I don't know. I'm not overly excited about it. And the Eagles matchup is fine. It's an average matchup. It's an average, slightly below average matchup. So I kind of want to see it first. I want to see what they do. Because, I could see Singletary, them say, well, we got to get Tracy more involved. And then Tracy gets, 8 touches.
Yeah.
And that he's up from 4. It's more. And I don't know. Singletary is just he's a good player. I don't think Singletary did anything wrong to lose his job. I know Tracy's on a different level.
Yeah.
I just want to see it first. And I think Najee and McConkey, those kind of players, even Watson to an extent, all have they have good matchups this week. So I would rather go for that.
Bill, it is tough. I mean, if you're going to wait it out to Monday night, then this eliminates everybody else anyway. So you could do that with McConkey, but have, I don't know, Josh Palmer or something ready to go on your, on your bench. I might actually lean Watson here. I know he caught the touchdown. It was kind of an anomaly on the season, but hopefully he's just getting better and more in there. And then you got Wicks and Reed kind of beat up. I think everybody plays, but I might lean Watson. This is a tough one though, man.
Wicks is back.
Yeah. I just don't want to wait till Monday for a guy like McConkey personally. If it was a bigger name, more opportunity, something like that, I'd be okay with it, but I don't really want to wait that out. So I'm going to go with Watson. I don't think we helped at all, Bill. Apologies.
Mid-season McConkey is not pre-draft McConkey.
Correct. And mid-season Watson is not pre-draft Watson either. I think he's trending up. So hopefully that works up. Show enough clearing it up here from the throwback movie The Last Dragon. Classic character name, Show enough. Well done. Flex PPR, Ladd's game time decision. He is.
Yeah.
You're turning into the Razzball Fantasy Football Show. We got all your start-sit questions available for you right now up until kickoff. We got about 40 minutes to kickoff.
We have a final in London.
We have a final. Go ahead and report that live on the air.
Jags 32, Patriots 16. Solid games by both quarterbacks. Good game for Hunter Henry and Brian Thomas. And the start of the week was Tank Bigsby. 118 on the ground. 2 tutties, and I believe he even mixed in 0 for 0 through the air. So 118, 2 tutties, and that's enough to make him the RB1 for the week.
Nice.
And just for Ramondre Stevenson over to seven carries for 18 yards. And then Michael Hasty had 5 receptions for 49 and a touchdown. So that's
Antonio Gibson apparently did not get on the plane.
Jeez.
I think he got hurt.
Hasty? Yeah.
I think Gibson got hurt.
I mean, I think it's a pride situation, hurt pride. JaMychal Hasty, former Niner there, didn't have room behind everybody else, but he's done okay elsewhere, bouncing around. Nice little L1 for those of you PlayStationers back in the day. I was never an Xbox guy, just for whatever reason, but a little L1 there, shift to get into the end zone. That was nice. Quick question, gentlemen. Jimmy Smith or Keenan McCardell, if you're starting a wide receiver core right now from the late 90s Jags?
You need touchdowns or you need PPR?
That's up to you.
I go Jimmy Smith. Post Dallas Jimmy Smith.
Bob?
I don't know. What was the question?
Jimmy Smith or Keenan McCardell if you're starting a wide receiver core for the late 90s Jags? Basically, you're looking at Godwin and Evans for anybody not old enough to know that. It's Evans and Godwin for the Jags in like 96 to 2000.
I know the names. I don't know enough. I haven't dived into any of the numbers here. I don't know. I would say I'm going to go with the historians. I don't know. I'm sorry. Anything pre-2000, I don't know. I don't know.
Bob, did you just admit that if somebody went on the slot versus wide tool at Razzball, they couldn't find slot versus wide for Keenan McCardell and Jimmy Smith 30 years ago?
No, you're asking me about them as players. I don't know if they actually are close or not. I don't know. I have to look up their stats. I don't have that handy. I don't know what you're doing here. I'm so focused on week 7 of 2024. You're asking me shit from 30 years ago? What are we doing here, people?
Bob, this is the big leagues. People don't come here for week 7. People come here for football analysis. I'm not sure
What's
what
the mantra. You come for the analysis.
Yeah, you stay for the laughs and you stay for the classic hip hop. Right? You stay for the gas prices around the country. You stay for weather reports. Yep. Now we know why Jefferson didn't make it due to dad duty, because the Jags were getting lit over in London. Makes sense. The guys across the
Jags
pond
doubled up the Patriots, and Jefferson's not here to rub it in. It's crazy.
Good for him. Hey, I'm rooting for the guy. You know, I mean, he may not like me, but I love him. That's how I roll.
Yeah, let's just say this. If Jefferson happens to be around the back of the high school looking for a fight, there might be a couple of guys looking. I'm just saying, we don't want to scrap, but we will.
Nice. That was very public enemy of you. I love that.
Yeah,
all right, let's get back.
Bob, just so you know, when Sky and I are on together, you should now refer to us as Sky and Styles on the 1s and 2s.
Oh, okay. God, that's so good. That really rolls, too. Sky and Styles on the 1s and 2s. It sounds like a radio program duo.
Yep. Looks like we're leaving to make a brand new company, Bob.
Nice. Work. Epic fail is back. PPR, Deontay Johnson, assuming he plays, he will, but he's questionable every single week until kickoff. Deontay Johnson or Deebo Samuel?
Deontay has a smash matchup.
Deontay for me.
Yeah, Deontay too. I am going to go with that. The Chiefs and Niners are going to have a dogfight. It might be a shootout-ish, but you can never really control that. And again, Ayuk had a big game, then Debo had a big game. Maybe it's a Kittle big game this week. So I don't. I'll go Deontay Johnson there too.
We must have missed Lindorfin's running back question.
No, I think he had one, and then we just answered other questions, and he got it answered.
Let me see.
Do we miss you, Lindorfins?
I just asked him to reply again. You want to hear my real world? My Deontay. By the way, he's sitting for me right now. T. Higgins, Chris Godwin, A.J. Brown, Deontay. You can start 3 guillotine league.
Nice.
So right now, Deontay sits behind T. Higgins and Chris Godwin and A.J. Brown. I want to start him over T. Higgins so bad. I just don't think I can.
Wait, sorry, you're asking a question now? What happened?
I might go Deontay over T.
Even with the questionable, kind of the late.
Yeah,
late
but the questionable is like it's every week questionable.
Yeah,
he's one of Alvin Kamara's questionable every week because he got hurt 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Um,
Bob, the question was start 3 in a guillotine league where you have one decent hole at running back. So your wide receivers have to hit. Start 3 of A.J. Brown, Chris Godwin, Deontay Johnson, and T. Higgins. Must survive to move on.
Yeah. How's T. Higgins done against Cleveland historically, you know?
Cleveland is trash right now. But they have decent DBs. But I don't think they've done well to stop anybody so far.
Because they're just – by the way, Jameis Winston is a healthy he's a emergency quarterback now, number 3.
No.
They are doubling down, baby. I love it. They're like I don't know what's going on in Cleveland, but it is hilarious.
Why are they not just playing him? What's the problem?
Because the front office has told Stefanski to figure it out. We're not playing anybody but Deshaun Watson.
Because they're paying him too much money. Man, we talked about that 2 years ago when we knew this would happen. Rough. All right, let's get into it here. So I looked back into the archives, and Lindorphins, if you're still with us, first of all, Matt Jones, shout out, big up Natron Means back in the day also.
Yep. Matt Jones, who?
Matt Jones? Lindorphins, we looked through our catalog here, buddy. I'm not sure if you didn't hit send or if we're just totally ignoring you, which is probably not the case, but we don't see an RB question from you, brother. So please just hit that back to us, and we will get to you when we're able to. Sorry about that. All right.
By the way, last year, week 1, the last time T. Higgins played Cleveland, 0 catches for 0 yards on 8 targets.
Yeah, Cleveland's secondary last year was the best in the league, though.
Yeah,
they're still very good, but last year they were literally destroying everybody.
Yeah, he hasn't been good. I mean, 3 for 49 and 1 the year prior. I
think I might roll Deontay, man. Guillotine's rough because like the names carry a lot more weight because you just don't want to make the mistake. But
it could just. But you're right because like Washington might just crush them, and then Deontay's just peppered with like garbage time.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets 9 catches for 60 yards, it's 15 points. You know?
Yeah, I don't know if you're missing out on a huge T. Higgins week.
Whoa!
But I think it's good. I think it's good overall.
All right, Lindorphins. I will address your concerns with HR here in just a second. Let's get to Steven. Hello, looking for thoughts for RB2 and Flex 2 spots, full PPR. Jacobs, Chase Brown, Josh Downs, Najee Harris, McConkey, and Pickens. Matt, you want to give us a RB2 and a Flex 2, full PPR?
Hold on, I am giving Lindorphins one more chance to send it.
Cool.
All right, so we are looking for thoughts on RB2, Flex 2, full PPR. Josh Jacobs, and Najee Harris for me. But don't be surprised if George Pickens goes for 8, 105, and 2 today.
I would be very surprised.
Don't be surprised if George Pickens goes 1 for 9 on 4 targets.
You guys don't think Russ is going to get it done?
I think Russ will be fine.
Russ is going to be fine, and he throws to wide receivers like he's not Fields.
He'll be Denver Justin
Pat Freiermuth.
I think he'll be Denver Russell Wilson. I mean, Russell Wilson was actually I don't know. Sean Payton hated him, but like he threw for like a bunch of he throws for touchdowns. I think Sutton, Pickens, that's what it's going to be, and that'll be fine. But the matchup, he's got the Jets. I ain't trying to mess around with that shit. No, thank you. I don't even know how we started talking about George Pickens in the question. That's why. All right. Jacobs is obviously the guy I want of this group. The number flex guy. Oh, man. Do I want Chase Brown or want Ladd? I'm feeling Ladd. Give me a Ladd McConkey week. Let's do it.
Again, questionable heading into Monday night, so you need to have an alternate option if you're going to go Ladd, just in case. Josh Palmer or Quentin Johnson probably available for you on the waiver. So just be prepared for that, everybody.
Let's see.
Okay, I'm going to go Josh Jacobs as well. We'll make that a 3-burger. How about my boy Cortland Sutton going 0 on Thursday to kick off my week? That was nice. Josh Jacobs, and so we're just going to fade downs immediately because Flacco's out.
Timu, Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Well, with Josh Downs, it's just Miami allows the least fantasy points to the slot.
Yeah. Where did you find all that information, Bob?
Probably on Razzball. I don't know. I'm sure there's so many other sites that do break out fantasy points to the slot versus out wide. And by the way, what that means is essentially what we've done is we have allowed. But what's going on here? Let me just take that. Okay. There we go. All right. So basically what we have done is actually looked at where the fantasy points are actually being given up to wide receivers in the slot versus out wide on razzball.com for free. All you got to do is jump over to football.razzball.com, click on the fantasy data tab. We have a bunch of great resources there for you to set your lineups every week. The slot versus wide tools are really just another way to like get more accurate information to help you with wide receiver starts and sits.
Love it. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to go with Chase Brown, I'm going to go Najee Harris, Josh Jacobs and Najee Harris for that one. And I'll just voice it one more time. Lindorphins, we've never had a issue with your questions. I'm not sure what's going on. We see the chat right here to our right, just to be transparent of what's going on. Of course, we want to help you. We always do help you. We don't see your question. So sorry about that.
Maybe some election interference, political stuff.
I'll tell you what you could do. I'll tell you what.
His non-question statements are coming.
Yeah. So we're
just
seeing.
write your grievance. Just write out your grievance and then put the question right after it. See if that works.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just screening your question. I don't know.
Or if you'd like, you can go to Styles handle on X, STILES08, and you can hit him up there and see if we get the question. And sorry about that, Lindorphins. We always got your back, buddy. I'm not sure what's going on this morning. Everybody else, we see a bunch of your other questions. We'll get to you here. Darius, we got Lockett, Waddle, or Chubb. Nicky Chubb getting some run this morning. Maddie, what you got? Let's go. Chubb. Yeah, that's half PPR flex.
Yeah, it is Chubb season for me. Starts today. JSN's going to cook for Seattle. So is DK. So is Noah Fant. So are the running backs. Waddle is in a really nasty situation. Give me Chubb. And when I say nasty situation, he has no quarterback.
Yeah, rough.
That was my Joe Biden impersonation.
Yeah, rough.
Whisper into the mic.
Wonder how Biden's quarterback game is these days. Not very mobile.
No.
Yeah, might be tough. Nicky Chubb for me, easy. Bob?
Easy.
Yeah. 17 carries, 46 yards, and a touchdown. That's better than Waddle and Lockett.
Boom. Say you agree and move on, Bob.
Bob, come on.
Agree. Bob says agree. Say agree. Say agree. Say agree. Sure. Say you agree. Say you agree.
I'm going to go Lockett.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Agree. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I agree.
I already went Lockett.
Well, Bob's got this thing with Waddle too. It's like the reverse Tyler Boyd. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like it's still kind of duff.
6 years ago, I'll never live it down. These
Ronald McDonald, shout out to my boy Beach. Good morning, hello Sky and Razzball Fantasy today. Full PPR here. Choose 4 receivers, gentlemen. So we're sitting. Let's do it this way. Sit 2 of these guys. Nope, sit 1. Sit 1. Full PPR. Wide receivers: London, Neighbors, J-Mo, Jefferson, McLaurin.
I don't love sitting him because he's gotten better with Jaden Daniels, but I am going to sit Terry McLaurin from this list. Drake, surefire number 1. Neighbor, surefire number 1. Jefferson, surefire number 1. Jameson Williams, it only takes 1 catch. So McLaurin sits for me in a game where I think Washington is going to just be running the ball. They're going to be up. They're just going to run. So I sit Scary Terry. Don't feel great about it, but I'm going with statistics, not gut. Speaking of gut, I had barbecue yesterday. Have a little bit of gas. The wife's upset, but
makes sense.
I'm in the office right now, so maybe I can get rid of all of that before I go out to watch football today.
Nice.
And hopefully that was all on mute. Bob, over to you.
Yeah, it wasn't. I heard every single second. I'm going to probably sit Neighbors.
Oh, come for the laughs, stay for the football analysis. That's what we do here at Razzball. Love that. I'm going to sit J-Mo.
Neighbors.
Whoa.
Is he fully healthy? It was a concussion, right?
Yeah, he's back.
It's I don't know. Daniel Jones sucks at home. I don't know why. But it is
Hello.
what it is.
Hello.
But yeah, but you just brought if you want to just look at pure matchups, I mean, London probably, if it wasn't for the injuries, they're playing at home. I don't want to sit him. Both outside cornerbacks for Seattle are out, so don't want to fade him at all. Malik Neighbors, Eagles are a slot funnel defense. I like Wandale to get a lot of reps. We'll see how the first game. Jamison Williams, that Minnesota game should just be a lot of fun. I don't know if Minnesota's getting completely crushed. I think they allow the most fantasy points to receivers in the receiving game, so I can't sit him. Justin Jefferson, yeah, no way. And then the Panthers, the Panthers get crushed on the outside. 69% of their fantasy points out wide, and that's where Terry McLaurin does his damage. So that's kind of my rationale here. We'll see.
Okay.
I think honestly, I don't think you're going to lose because of this decision. To be honest with you, I don't think any of these guys are going to be bad.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna sit JMO. I think Terry gets enough work and he's looked good the last couple of weeks. All righty, let's get going here. Denzel, Chubb, Mason, Eckler, Cooper, J.K. Dobbins. Well, that threw me off for a minute. Being a girl dad, I see J.K. and immediately go, just kidding. That's horrendous. Sorry, everybody, for my unprofessionalism there. One running back, one flex. Matt?
My running back is going to be J.K. Dobbins. No J.K. And my flex, I don't know that I want to start Cooper week 1 in Buffalo, but he could get he's not a big, right? I don't know. I'm not going to finish that sentence. I'm going to go JK, and I'm going to throw, you know what? I'm throwing Chubb in the running back to give him and I'm going to put JK in my flex. By the way, Sky, we have a new guess the hat when we get to that point of the hour.
I got you. Nice.
Bob doesn't even know that game.
How do you feel about Mason this week, Sky?
I feel like his shoulder is way more beat up than they want to admit, which I'm worried about. And I think they're just going to be dude, Purdy is on fire. I know the whole league is all about Baker Mayfield, and rightfully so. He's obviously the best quarterback in the NFL, but Purdy is the second best quarterback in the NFL. And Jordan Mason is just more beat up. He'll play. He'll be fine. He might even score. It's the Niners. But I don't think we're going to have week 1 through 4 Jordan Mason.
I'm going to go Eckler and J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, I'm going to go the same. Eckler and J.K. Dobbins as well. Lindorphins again. Sorry. And just put it up in the can. You will survive. Good luck. And then Darius, trying to have your back. Appreciate it. Almost threw us under the bus, but we got to you. So Lindorphins, I'm not sure what's going on, bro. But unfortunately,
we suck, but we don't.
I wonder if that's can we call him Hootie? Can we go that far?
What?
Darius Ralston close enough to a Blowfish member?
Oh
wow,
jeez.
Bob
doesn't. Maybe we see him a couple more weeks, and then we'll give him.
He's closer to Darius Slayton. Darius Ralston.
Hey Bob, what's your sweatshirt say?
Giants.
Yeah, so be quiet. That's ridiculous.
Well, it's closer.
You're closer.
Man.
I am.
By the way, Sky, you missed it earlier. Bob had a creeper behind him at the beginning of the broadcast. So go back and watch about the first 5, maybe 6 minutes. You'll see if you're into horror flicks, you'll notice that a little creeper went down the stairs behind him. It scared me. I'm a big horror film guy, but yeah, I was a little taken back. I'm like, what was that?
Thank God the creeper didn't just levitate up the stairs behind him.
I don't know that didn't happen to begin with.
That's too far for me. I can't have that. Or like a silhouette behind those windows there. I mean, that's a little.
Or if you watch The Exorcist, that crab walk that Linda Blair did down the stairs.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I can't have that. Can you imagine?
Happy Halloween, Bob.
Yeah, could you imagine it at the state of our, crinkly ass former athlete bodies doing a crab walk these days? Matt, I feel like that'd be an immediate ER visit if I were to try one of those.
Or a bear crawl. Nope, it just doesn't happen. If I did a burpee, I would probably soil myself and ask for help up is what would happen with a burpee.
Oh, man. I love barbecue. All right, Dylan. Need an upside play here. Need an upside play at quarterback. Oh, God. Full PPR. Richardson versus the Dolphins. Baker versus Baltimore. That's Monday night. Obviously, the better quarterback right now is Baker. Obviously.
You don't even need to ask. You don't even need to ask me.
Do or die win my fantasy season. Damn, Dylan's
Woo!
fantasy season is on the line in week 7. Let's not blow it, boys.
Let me say that if my fantasy season's on the line and I got to start Temu, Justin Fields, or the greatest quarterback to ever play in the city of Tampa Bay, Tampa, because Tampa Bay is not a city.
Yep,
it's
correct.
Give me Baker all day. Anthony Richardson, suck it. You're done. You're out. Baker all day. By the way, if you didn't know this, Baker finished as a top 12 quarterback in 2023, and somebody on the panel called it. Bob, you're welcome.
Thanks,
That's
Matt.
why people come back to this show.
That's not at all. I don't think that's true at all. Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
Baker. I'm just gonna say banana hammock because we're just saying random things at this point. So
yeah, Baker Mayfield. I'm not sure why Matt just went unscripted with the Sean King shade as not the best quarterback in Tampa Bay history, but that's fine. But Baker Mayfield is on fire. I do like that as well. And Sean King, believe, was part of the undefeated Tulane squad.
Tulane is correct. Bob, quick quiz. Where is Tulane University located, Bob?
Tennessee.
3, 2, 1. Sky.
Tennessee.
Incorrect.
No, Tennessee. No, I think it's one of like the Indianas or Illinois.
Incorrect. It is in New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans. Yeah. See, that's past
I don't
the
watch
Rockies.
football on Saturdays, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, you missed a heck of a game last night.
Don't even know what that means.
A couple of them. All right, here we go. Epic fail.
Who you going? Wait, did we all go with Baker?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought Bob maybe went with Phil Simms. I don't know.
Jeff Hostetler is our family.
Honky.
That's who we love.
Halfback toss.
Nice. Epic fail. Can we trust the Philly defense today?
Yes.
Yes. I'm starting
Yes.
them.
Over who?
I'm starting
Great
them
question.
over Cleveland.
Great question. Okay. Let's see here. Armando, good morning. What's up? Cheers. Is Armando already across the pond hitting cheers? Not that I'm here to judge anybody, but it's 9:43 my time. At best for Styles, it's almost 1 o'clock. So if you're cheersing already, Armando, hey,
whoa,
let's get it going.
And a beer right before kickoff at lunchtime.
I said I'm not.
Here?
I
Let
said
the man
I'm not.
have
I
a
said
beer.
I'm not here to. I said I'm not here to judge. If he's in
I don't know.
Hawaii,
when people say that, it sounds like they're judging.
If he's in he's in Hawaii, then maybe it's a Bloody Mary, and they don't have a Bloody Mary emoji, and so who knows? I was just curious. I mean, those might be kombuchas, Bob. I don't know.
Do you know if they have Bloody Mary emojis?
They don't. Yeah,
and you've researched that.
They have an olive. They have a tomato.
You
what
could
else?
build the Bloody Mary via emoji.
That's true. There's probably like celery. There might be a celery one there. And then depending on what you put on there, like some Bloody Marys, Bob, have like sliders on a big skewer. Yeah, they have like big strips of bacon.
The worst food in the world is celery. There is no discussion. That's the worst thing you could possibly food-wise you could ever put in your mouth is a stalk of celery. The worst.
Interesting.
Okay, cool.
I said food-wise.
Food-wise, right.
I
hear you. No,
I would go mayo, but that's just a me thing. All right, what's up? Start 2, half PPR, Mostert, Algier, Tracy, Bateman. We're getting Rashad Bateman or questions here.
That's the second one today.
Interesting. And or drop one for Whittington, Sermon, Goodson, Chandler. All right. I think you got to stick with your top guns here.
Yeah,
2,
I agree.
half
you
PPR.
Hold the 4 that you have. Half point PPR. I'm going with Mostert and Bateman, and I don't like Bateman.
We're fading Tracy too much.
No, I'm not, Bob. I'm with you. I was waiting to have
I picked him to start earlier, and you disagreed with me, Bob.
I know.
Dayball has some unhealthy relationship with Devin Singletary. I don't know what it is, but we can't fade Dayball and Singletary together.
I mean, man, I don't.
I'll give you more confidence,
Tracy is
Bob.
Special. He's good. I love the kid. He's special.
Singletary is awesome. Not special.
No, he's not.
He's good though, but
no, he's not.
Singletary, yes. Okay.
No, he's not.
No, we're not. No, yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. Yep, sounds good. I'm good. I'm good on that conversation. I'm
He's
out.
not Otis Anderson.
That's
Mostert and Tracy for me.
I'm gonna go Mostert and Bateman.
So 2 Mostert and Batemans, Mostert and Tracy. Start Mostert and then Bateman or Tracy, depending on how you're feeling about that.
Sky, did you like it as Otis Anderson or OJ Anderson?
OJ.
Yeah, I liked Otis. I don't know why.
Here we go, folks. Let me skip right here to Tyler Sperry. Golf clap, please. And appreciation for the super chat, Tyler Sperry.
Tyler, by the way, shout out to Tyler. Tyler, weeks ago, we had a little tit for tat, a little bit of thing. Now he's become a super chatter. Like, talk about the greatest turnaround story of all time. Me and Tyler butted a little heads. Then we both apologized. We realized how great of people we are. Now he's a mainstay. Now he's a super chatter. This is the story that warms the heart. I feel like they're going to make a movie about it.
Nice.
Probably starring, I don't know who's going to be me in the movie, but I'm excited. Who?
Tucker Craft.
It doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. We went over this. We're not going to do this again. We have 13 minutes, and I don't have that kind of time to go over this again. So we're moving on. Tyler, we appreciate you. Thank you for being a super chatter. As a reminder, if you're a super chatter, you're awesome. Go ahead, Sky. Read the question.
Tyler, let's get to your question right now, buddy. Love or Hurts? Hopefully love doesn't hurt. All right, had to do it once. That's it. Just one time. By the way, the Z on the Hurts, solid. Real solid. I'm all about Z's instead of S's. Love or Hurts? I can't choose Monty or Jacobs. Okay, so Montgomery.
Put a comma after choose.
Yeah. I think it's Montgomery, right?
Yep.
Okay, Montgomery and Jacobs. So 2 questions. Love or Hurts? Montgomery, Jacobs. We're going to go half PPR. Tyler, in the future, buddy, this is great. In the future, please let us know your league settings. I know you've told us in the past. I can't remember all of them up top, so let us know PPR, half PPR, whatever. We'll go half PPR unless you get back. Love, Hurts, Monty, Jacobs. Matt?
First of all, for you, Bob, we don't apologize. But I want to play Love, but I think Hurts might be a better play in this matchup because I think it might be Hurts because he's going to run more than Love is, and God, I don't know. Nope. I am going to do the unthinkable, and I'm going to go Love over Hurts, and then I'm going to do the second unthinkable, and I'm going to go Montgomery over Jacobs.
I think this is a no-brainer, Jordan Love, for me. The Texans are really banged up in the secondary. Houston's an awesome offense on the other side. That should be a fun game. Giants defense is legit. Ask the Bengals. They're a legit defense. And then I think Hurts in the offense hasn't looked necessarily amazing. They're going to be down their left tackle, down Dallas Goedert. Give me Love. And then Monty Jacobs is a good one too. But I got to go Monty. I'm going to keep riding that hot hand. Monty, is the most disrespected RB1 ever. No one likes him at all, but he's just awesome all the time. I'm gonna
pause. I have to interrupt the program really quick here. Tyler just got back. We had a bit of a typo. That's Mooney.
Oh,
which changes everything. Or Jacobs. So we got Love and Hurts. You guys all went Love. I'm gonna go Love as well. So skip the quarterback.
Love and Jacobs.
Go Love 3 ways, and then Jacobs or Mooney.
Jacobs for volume. If you need floor, Jacobs. If you need a smash, like you need the potential for a jackpot, then it's Mooney.
I agree with Matt.
Yeah, that's fine. I like both. I'm good with Jacobs though.
Okay. Let's move on here. We got 10 minutes to kick off, everybody. This is a Razzball kickoff show. If you haven't tuned in today, you're welcome to hit any of these questions here. We will get to all of them. We're gonna, cut the fun stuff, and we're gonna blast all the rest of these out here to make sure we get to you. We like to have a lot of fun on the Sunday morning shows because Bob runs such a tight ship during the week. We actually get to loosen the tie a little bit, throw on a hoodie on Sundays, and have a little fun. But we will speed this up. We'll get to all your questions. If you have any more, throw them right here in the chat. And during the week, make sure to get to all of our questions as well on the articles, and then we'll get back to you. Also, this might be Lindorfin's question. Happy Sunday. Is this Lindorfin's or you?
This is me typing, but I have a new follower that I've never heard of on Twitter. And this is the question that was just posted to me. There's a second part to it, but read it quickly.
Yeah, let's get it. Lindorfin's confirmed if it is yours.
Can only roster 5 running backs. Who is your preferred bench stash behind Mason, Kyron, Kenneth Walker, and Najee? Bench stash So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to keep one. Warren, Corum, Garendo, Charbonnet, or different backfield. I'm going to probably keep and possibly start Charbonnet today.
I love me some Ray Davis, dude. I know it was one game, but damn, he was a dog. If you're stashing these guys, I want it to be Jalen Warren. It's supposed to be Jalen Warren.
Yes.
But he hasn't shown up yet. You have Najee, so that's probably the smartest move. Jalen Warren. Charbonnet makes sense with Walker. So those handcuffs, I think, are important. Kyron with Corum, but Corum's not really doing anything anyway. Correndo, I know you got the handcuffs there. I get it. But Ray Davis, to me, has, I don't know, he just looked the best, I would say, last week. So I'm going to go a little left field there.
Mason's probably going to lose his job over the next few weeks, and Mason might be a handcuff himself. And that by the time you get to the playoffs, this is Lindorfen's, to me, is more like the stretch run. I honestly think Kyron is your guy. So I think Corum would probably be the most valuable of the group, because if Kyron goes down, Corum is going to be an every down back. And you could say the same thing for Walker and Charbonnet as well. So I actually am okay with either one of those guys as your stash.
So all of that to say, you're on your own.
I think it's just, honestly, I think it's just like how you want to future your team. This isn't really a start sit. This is a building block situation. So you either rock your handcuff, but you can't choose which handcuff's going to pan out, right? That's why we draft the way we draft. But if you're just looking for another guy that might get more work, I just think like the best Bills running back is Ray Davis, and he looked great in the pass game and the run game on Monday night. So that would be my call there. All right, let's move on here. We got a lot of questions to get to in 7 minutes. I'm going to click back up here. And Lindorfens, if that was you, buddy, appreciate it. If not, welcome to New Flora. Vibrant YT, Diggs or Dell? Houston wide receiver here, Matt.
Diggs.
Diggs as well for me.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Diggs is fine. I don't know. Dell, I mean, it's the same. They're like, what the hell are we doing here? They're the same matchup, same exact freaking thing. Diggs moved outside last week. I wish I could say it would be a slot versus wide thing, but he moved outside with Nico being out.
Yeah. It just happens. I mean, again, you can.
I'm gonna go Dell. I'm gonna go Dell.
I have no problem starting both of them. Let me say that.
Yeah, same. If you go one or the other, though, I'm gonna go Diggs. Bob, I think this might be something to consider running up the ladder instead of us poking fun at Lindorfens too much longer. Because if we have a second one here with GR not popping up, I know GR is a regular at this point. Of course, Lindorfens is. For some reason, guys, if your questions aren't popping up, we get to every one of them every week, right? And you guys know that you're both on the program every weekend. Not sure what's going on. We'll take a look at it. We're getting other YouTube questions, so maybe look at your settings potentially. We're also getting these remarks that we're not getting your questions, but we're not getting your question, which is really strange. So next time you write in, maybe do all this, but put your question in it. Not really sure what's going on, man. I'm sorry about that, and we will get to it.
It's weird because like there isn't a special button you hit to ask a question. So like if you're commenting and it's a comment that the questions aren't going through, it's weird.
But same thing, GR, that we just told Lindorfens. If that was in fact Lindorfens, you can reach out to Styles on X, STILES08, Styles08. Send him a DM real quick and we'll get to you. Let us know that it's you. Just sign it GR and we'll get back to you really quick, man. Sorry about that, and hopefully we'll see you next weekend for another try. Lil Millie trades. Oh, Lily Millie trades. Whoa. Watson or Judy, wide receiver 2. Matt?
Watson.
Bobby?
Watson.
Same. Epic fail. PPR. Dobbins, James Cook. Also, would you start them over Devontae Smith or T. Higgins?
Dobbins and no.
Starting James Cook. Would I start them over Devontae Smith? Not sitting Smith. Man, Higgins? So would it be like you could start James Cook and Dobbins over one of those receivers? In theory? Like in theory, could I start both running backs?
Yeah, I think it's just flat.
T. Higgins.
Yeah. But we don't know. We don't have time.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna I think you're fine. I think James Cook at starting those receivers is fine.
Sammy Triggs, start 2, full PPR. Brian Robinson, J.K. Dobbins, Scary Terry.
Robinson Dobbins.
Robinson and Scary Terry.
Robinson and Dobbins for me. Is Dallas defense droppable? Have San Francisco and Mahomes starting to need a stream, thinking Atlanta or the Chargers? Chargers, I'm actually playing this week.
Yes.
Same.
Dallas was droppable 3 weeks ago. Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Scampers. Nice to see you
Mr.
back.
Scampers.
Hey, good people. I'll throw up an
favorite cat.
inverted O. We call them in Eugene inverted O's. I'll throw one up
love
for you. And good sportsmanship here. Let's go shake their hands. D2 after they beat Iceland. Well done. I like that reference there. Bob, Mighty Ducks. Have you heard about it?
Love it.
You can Google it. It's a hockey movie from
I'm a nice,
like the
90s
90s. You can. Okay. All right. Here we go. Whoa. Sorry. Matt and I are battling here. Bo Murphy Packers.
Let's
All right.
go.
We got a long one here. We got a couple more in 3 minutes. Daniels or Jalen Hurts or Jordan Love. We all went Jordan Love there. Can we make that unanimous and move on?
Yes.
For my quarterback, Jordan Mason, J.K. Dobbins for my running back. Then we got
Dobbins.
Adams Taylor, who's not playing. Nico, wait. Is this a trade?
Jordan Love.
That's the question. Is like for my
J.K.
quarterback.
Dobbins.
Yeah, but like Nico
I
is.
don't know that we have time to break this down.
I don't think we
trade.
do.
We gotta go to the start sit. We'll get to you. Join us, Story. We're on all week.
Send us a DM. Yeah, you can let us know. Start 2 full PPR scary. Oh, we just did that one. Lindorphins. No, it was Charbonnet taken. Thank you though, guys. Appreciate the extra effort. You got it, buddy. We'll see you next time. No worries, fellas. Yes.
Bo Murphy Packers. Go to razzball.com. Pick one of my articles. Send me that trade question. I'll answer it by close of business.
Beautiful. Agree. It's weird. Not sure what I'm doing different. Always appreciate the help. You got it. Thank you, guys. Yes, this is a trade. Epic fail. Bam. Gentlemen, we're done with 2 minutes to spare. Getting into it. Any last minute questions? You guys have about 90 seconds. Otherwise, you can tune in to the Razzball Fantasy Football Show all week long. We do cut the fluff during the actual shows. That's why this one is so fun. We do have a question coming up here. Who is that? Bo Mackie Packers. Can you send me to article? So again, if you go to football.razzball.com, that's the website, and you just click on, you'll see Matt Stiles underneath one of the articles there. Usually it's the waiver article. You see all of them available on the website. You can click one of those, and then you can go into the comments section. Bo Murphy, no problem. And Matt will send you a link for you right now. You can listen to all of the podcasts, the episodes repurposed on the podcast right here on the podcast, anywhere the audio is downloaded. Of course, you can subscribe right here to the YouTube channel, and you can go to that website and hit us up with the football.razzball.com and all the exclusive articles and all of our tools for you there as well. All right. Boom. Nick Chubb or Drake May photos. Those are Matt's articles for this week. You can drop that trade question. And we do appreciate the trade question. It was just a lot to handle at the end of it. Thank you so much for the super chatters this morning and everybody else. Lindorphins, GR, sorry about the glitch there. We'll get that fixed for you, and we'll be back. We are about at kickoff, gentlemen. Any final thoughts before we get going? Matt?
Higgins or Deontay Johnson? I need an answer now.
Deontay.
Bob?
He went Deontay as well. Matt, do me a favor and lean forward about 12 inches. Is it red? Yeah, okay.
Wait.
Red cap.
Oh my God, you bastards.
Yep. So it's going to be, wait, you're in the South now. There's no Southern teams. Hold on. Give me a second. You're in the South. You do the Cardinals. That's a red cap. Braves. Javi Lopez. Let's go.
Steve Avery.
I don't even know how 40 people are still watching this.
41,
Everyone, we're going home, baby. We're going home. Thank you guys for joining us once again this Sunday Life Start Sit Show. Thank you, Sky Gawasco and Matthew Stiles, for joining on the show today. We really do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the Razzball Fantasy YouTube channel. By the way, thanks for joining. This was always fun. Honestly, just love talking ball with you. We'll be back next week.
Good luck, everybody.
Out of here.